How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got some more 034 Motorsport goodies to go on the B9. As you can see, we already have it jacked up and ready to go. So we have a sway bar kit ready to go in the car. Today we're just going to be installing the rear sway bar, since for the front you have to drop the front subframe just a tad bit. We're going to do that later on. So like I said, today we're just going to be installing this rear sway bar as well as this billet transmission mount, since this is literally just 2 bolts. Take it off, put this one on, and we should be good to go. Alright, so the reason why I'm only doing the sway bar right now and not the end link is because they're actually on back order. So when that comes in, I'm going to be doing probably an install video on that as well. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is undoing this bolt right here on the exhaust hanger. There's one here and one on the driver's side. So once we do that, it'll drop the hanger, giving us more room to work with once we drop this exhaust a little bit. Alright, so the next thing we're going to be doing is undoing this nut right here that connects to the sway bar end link. And from there, we're going to be undoing the 2 triple square bolts right here. I actually found that you can use a T50 Torx bit. It works the same, since I didn't have any 10mm triple square bolts. Since I didn't have any 10mm triple square sockets. So for this step, you're going to need 2 16mm sockets or wrenches. You're going to need one on this side to help hold it down so it doesn't spin, and then this one to loosen it, as you can see. Alright, so we got this nut off. Now we can go ahead and loosen this end link from the sway bar. Before we do that, I'm actually going to go ahead and loosen up these triple square heads with my T50 that's right here, that you can also use for that. As you can see here, the sway bar is loose on this side. We're going to go ahead and do that on the other side. Alright. We've got the subframe almost all the way out. We just got to undo the sway bar end link bolts. Ready? Yep. Alright. Get it off. So this is the orientation. So just try to remember that. Alright, so now that we have the factory sway bar out, you can see the difference between the OEM one and the 034 Motorsport adjustable rear sway bar. So we actually are going to put it on the stiffest setting. So now that we've got this off, before we go ahead and install this bushing and this bracket on here, we are going to be lubing it up because they supplied us with a little bit of this synthetic grease. So we're going to go ahead, lube up the inside of this so that it goes all completely smooth. As you can see there, lube it up. Alright. Don't want to put too much on here, but just enough for it to be lubricated enough. Once you do that, you're going to go ahead and install that in here. And basically, the way that goes on is just put it on just like this. Just like that. And then from there, it's good to go back and bolt it onto the car. So we're going to do that on the other side. Once we do that, let's go ahead and install this part on the car. Oh, yeah, sure you got it. Oh wow, nice mounting right there. So first thing we're going to do, we already have this resting on the exhaust. We're going to go ahead and get our T50 Torx, and we are going to not completely snug up these triple head bolts, but we're just going to get them in there so where it stays in place. So with these 034 brackets, they actually come with these plates, these sandwich plates that you put on top. Once you tighten that, basically acts as like a gasket almost. So we're gonna go ahead, get the bolts in here, like I said, not completely snug, but just enough for this side to be held up while I go ahead and put the other side on. So we're actually not gonna be reusing those triple square head bolts that came off of the brackets. Instead, 034 supplied us with some new hardware, but these are not the triple square. As you can see, these are hex bolts, but I found that a T40 hex works just as fine and will fit on here. So things are looking pretty good with this sway bar install so far. We've got one side installed on here with the new sandwich plate and the bracket. I haven't completely tightened this up just in case we need to make adjustments to the other side. It's loose enough so we can move this around. But things are looking good. Loving this 034 Motorsport decal on here. And yeah, let's go ahead and do the other side, and that should be good to go. We're gonna go install this on the other side and we'll torque down to the proper torque specs. So now the last step is to put the bolt back on the hanger so that our exhaust isn't just hanging. Cool. Now we got the sway bar on. So now that we're installing this transmission mount insert, we have the billet one right here from 034. Here's the factory one. It's literally just two of those 10mm triple square head bolts. So we're gonna go take that out, literally just put this one in and put blue thread locker on it, and we should be done with that. Alright, so we have this piece off. Oh, nice. I'm actually gonna get my mallet so it's like fully secure in there. So before we put these bolts back through, we're gonna go ahead and put some thread locker on it. So just do this puppy on here. Then we've got this one. Alright, so that is it for this install video. We've got the old sway bar off and the old transmission mount insert. Overall, pretty easy to install both of these. It was super easy to install the new transmission mount, but that's all for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching. If there's anything else that you guys want to see on the channel, just let me know and I'll try my best to make that happen. With that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.